backed up by gold and silver. Bitcoin is just data block, as USD is just a piece of paper, and it started being printed in excess after it was taken off the gold standard. Which is not true. It was actually printed in excess well before then, and people figured it out and started wanting the gold. Now, what's the difference between? I'd like to know what's the difference between this paper and this paper, right? Right now in today's date, absolutely none, right? Because even though this one promises you silver, there is no silver to be had, right? Okay, well, but then what was the difference when there was silver to be had? Well, it had more value because there was silver. No, it didn't. You had the perception that there was silver behind it, right? And there wasn't enough silver because they had to stop that. They had to stop giving you silver in 1965, right? Stop giving you the silver. So, the day in 1964, right? You think that this had silver, but it didn't have enough. Cover it, right? What? And so that person, the government was lying to you. This is telling you that they had the silver, right? And whether or not that's backed up done by the government doing it or by an individual promising you the silver, eventually they're going to lie to you and cheat you out of the silver. Okay? And that's the concept. This is where Bitcoins comes into play. Is that it will not cheat you because the amount of Bitcoins that exists is a mathematical formula that will never ever grow beyond that number, ever. Because it's an absolute mathematical number. Now, you can go back and want to trust some government again, right? But you know what Einstein said about doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. That's insanity, right? So you know what's going to happen eventually, right? When the government backs up their dollars with silver and gold, they're gonna cheat you. And I know, you're gonna still want it anyways, right? But you know, it always ends up the same way. So Bitcoins is a new way, right? Because even though the Bitcoin itself has no value, right? What gives it value is the fact that it's not a promise that they're not going to create more, because there's no person behind Bitcoins. There's people writing software and giving it away for free. Bitcoins is a mathematical formula, like 1 plus 1 equals 2. It will never ever equal 3, ever. That's what Bitcoins is, right? Try to comprehend that. Now, one day, sometime in the future, I know you don't understand this, right? Most people are going to go hold their hands over their ears and go, la, 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 Bitcoin, Bitcoin, la, 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 I don't like it. It has no value, la, la, la. Okay, whatever. You know what? The only reason why you shouldn't like Bitcoins is because the real reason why you shouldn't like Bitcoins is because it's new technology. It may not succeed. There may be a flaw in the mathematical formula, right? And it may collapse because it's based on that mathematical flaw that was not foreseen. Thus, it is a risk if you do invest in Bitcoins. And that's the only real flaw. If you want to hate on Bitcoins, if you want to write anything other than that on why you don't like Bitcoins, right? Well, you could write whatever, that, you know what, it's not backed by anything. Anything truthful, go right ahead. But if you start to lie and say it's a scam, I will delete your comment and ban you from my videos, okay? I'm sick and tired of this, right? It is not a scam. You can choose to use it or not use it. I really don't care, right? If you don't like it, that's fine as well. You don't have to like it. You can just stick to silver and we're cool, right? But I think it's a good idea because it allows us to transfer wealth across the world and also take our wealth with us without letting the government know. That's why I like it. I mean, yeah, it's a risk, right? That the system may collapse, but everything's a risk, right? In our life, holding silver in our houses is a risk. Somebody could come into our house and rob us. You don't know if that's going to happen or not. So, anyways, Bitcoins is nothing like the U.S. dollar, right? This is created out of debt, right? And the difference between Bitcoin, another difference between Bitcoins and the U.S. dollar, is that I can invent the replicator, ask for $1 trillion worth of U.S. dollars, right? And I can actually get it, right? With Bitcoins, if I ask for 1 trillion Bitcoins, I'm never going to get it because there's a limited number of Bitcoins that can ever be created of 21 million. So I can get $1 trillion. Someone could pay me $1 trillion of US dollars for my replicator because all I have to do is go into debt for that $1 trillion. Right? I can even ask for how much US dollars are out there. I think it's like 18 trillion. I can ask for 18 trillion, and or even 100 trillion, right? And they can just print it up and give it to me, right? Because someone can go to debt and say, hey, listen, we're getting a replicator that creates something out of nothing for free, anything out of nothing for free, unlimited. So who cares, right? We'll make back that money, no problem to pay it back. So there you go. I mean, that's how our U.S. dollar works and how every dollar works. Bitcoins works differently, completely different. It only gets created by mining and helping uh, secure the network. That's the only way it gets created by somebody actually helping to secure the network and ensuring the network is solid and sound. So that's why I like it. That's one of the many reasons why I like it, and I hope maybe that you by watching this video you've learned something.